Hey there, YouTube friends. It's Ranee and Shadow, who's chewing on a bone, if you hear that in the background. And we are back for Wooblin Wednesday, even though I'm shooting this part on Tuesday. So, for those of you who are wondering, I've been released from the whole face down position. So now I can sit up at least. Although it does cut a miss with my head because I've been laying down for a week. So I'm only up in short little bits. So yesterday I got some happy mail and I was going to film it because so let me just show you my happy mail that I got yesterday. I don't know what my husband orders me. I mean, I do. He says, oh, hey, I ordered you XYZ. And so this one came yesterday, Millie the Snake. And so he's like, where's the other one? And I'm like, what other one? He's like, oh, okay. And so there was supposed to be another one in the bag, I guess. Or another one's supposed to come yesterday. Well, it came today. So, and he told me it will be a mystery wooble because whatever source he's using to order my woobles, they keep giving him fantabulous deals and extras. So this time he was given a $25 coupon and a mystery wooble. Darcy the milk. That's what I got. That's cool. And so make sure there's nothing else, because I mean yesterday I even went so far as to dig the bag back out of the trash thinking maybe it was one of the little ones. Then yeah, no, it was not. So what is in this one? I'm guessing pink and white yarn for one, and some black. But I'm wondering, the big question on my mind, does it have a fancy crochet hook? I mean, I will make the wooble, but does it have a fancy crochet hook? Because I'm all about these hooks. So we got some white yarn, Wooble-tastic yarn. Oh, well, just a plain yarn, or just a plain hook. I'm sad. And then there's a little bit of red for the cheek lines, and some pink, and stuffing, and the little book. So folks, that was my surprise mail, my mystery wooble. So I mean, you can't complain. While I've been off, I've not had the chance to tell you about the other acquisitions that my husband has made for me. So my friend Missi and I, you know Missi, we are yarny sisters and pals, and she's pretty much always linked in the links down in the description box down below if you should ever want to go check her channel out. But I think most of us are like inner friends or whatever. Anyway, she was on the phone with me. The Grinch woobles dropped, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna get the Grinch. Are you gonna get the Grinch? And I was like, no, I really can't afford them. There's other stuff I need. And this was pre-eye problem, you know. My husband, I was in the embroidery room, and he comes in there and he's like, guess who's getting the woobles? Guess who's getting the Grinch for $25 off? And it was just hilarious. he's a mess. He's a mess. And so then the next thing was the Christmas ornaments dropped. And he's not buying them through Woobles. He's doing some roundabout thing to get there. But anyway, so then they dropped the Christmas ornaments, and I just happened to send them to him. You know, because anytime anything new drops, I send it to him, and I send it to Missi, and I send it to Patricia. The Yarny Cat Crochet, Patricia. And Missi is Missi's Yarniverse and more. And so this time he got another $25 off, plus the mystery one that I just opened. So I've got ornaments coming as well. They should ship next week. But it was hilarious on the phone yesterday. Because Missi and Patricia are really getting me through this, and I told him, I said, the mailman's holding my Wooble hostage. He won't come. He won't come. And they're like, which Wooble's being held hostage? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not getting the messages about what's been shipped. So I can't tell you what's being, you know, because I lose track. And so yeah, I have an excuse. I'm not getting the emails. But it finally came in the afternoon. I never know what time my post office is going to bring my mail. Yesterday it was like 3 o'clock. Today it was like 11 o'clock. So you just never know around here. You just got to wait for the little bing of the blink system to tell me I've got somebody on my front porch. But so yeah, that is all for now. I'm starting to get that. I'm starting to melt a little. So I'm going to add a little bit more to this tomorrow. And then I will get it up for you guys. So I'm back. Slowly, but I'm back. Hey YouTube friends, I'm back for part 2 of Wooblin Wednesday. So I kind of forgot what I talked about yesterday. I think I talked about the mystery Wooble, and I think I talked about Millie the snake. So I am, speaking of Millie, I have a little bitty snake so far, and it's kind of cool because the directions say you can do the stripes however you want to. So it's like, cool. And they give you, you know, all sorts of yarn. Now, when I say this, I am not trying to enable you. It is just a public service announcement. Just a thought I thought of all of my own. That, you know, some of us have those itty bitty little Wooblin scraps that we're like, what am I ever going to do with this? This is what you could do with it, because each one of these little rounds is super teeny tiny and minimal stitches. So you know, it'd be pretty, I mean, you could use up some pretty small, and I mean the pattern calls for 3 rounds for each stripe, but it pretty much says you can do what you want to with your stripes. So if you want 1 round, if you want 2 rounds, if you want 3 rounds, if you want a whole section, it just gives you a specified number. It gives you 3 rounds times a specified number of sets, and that way, you know, it makes for easier counting. So yeah, that's Millie. I've been working on Millie. Crochet is still somewhat difficult for me, so I have been knitting more than I've been crocheting. There's just something about knitting. It's easier. And so if you remember, a while back, during the 100 days of Halloween, I went to Five Below, and I bought the itty bitty knit kits, and I was disappointed because I didn't get pink knit needles, but okay, whatever. But they were still tiny, and they are adorable. They are the whole reason I bought the kit. They are like a whole maybe 6 inches, if that, and they make for easy, you know, tucking away into to-go bags. So anyway, I did the pumpkin. And there's the pumpkin, and I'll have some more pictures here of just some poses on my desk, and you know, maybe here. I can't remember, maybe a third one. Oh, right here. I think I took 3, but I can't remember, so pardon my brain if I, you know. I will say that these kits are fun to play with, and I will say you get what you pay for. I don't remember, I think they were like $3 or $4. You get what you pay for. But like I say, you know, they're fun to play with. You get the itty bitty needles, which to me, that's well worth the money I paid for the kit. And so then I say that only because the pumpkin turned out really nice following the directions. The pickle, however, did not have nearly enough stuffing. I am not I did it just like it said, and then when it came to the arms, I was like, no, no, So I am going rogue, and I'm putting my own arms on this thing, because the arms they had me do were crazy. And you can see this guy has a hat on. Ain't happening. I mean, I guess that's a hat, because I don't know, I'm thinking it's a hat, and it ain't gonna happen. How many pickles do you know wear hats? I mean, I know they have this little stem that comes out the top, but do they have caps? Really? Now, I will say, if you are interested, and this is a matter of public record, I just happened to go see what kind of other kits they had. Let me see if I can find it on here. If you go to their site, well, I'll put it down below. It's brightstripes.co, C-O, not com, but C-O. You can find all of the PDFs and some videos on how to make these. So, you know, if you want to try the patterns without actually buying the patterns, I mean, you don't get the lovely knitting needles, but, you know, I mean, I thought the instructions were adequate, but I've been knitting since I was itty bitty too. So, I mean, I think I practically was born with knitting needles in my hands. But same way with crochet hook. I had crochet hook in one hand and a pair of knit needles in the other. And so, anyway, I mean, I didn't find them difficult to understand, but it's kind of hard for me to judge. So I will be continuing to work on the pickle, the emotional support pickle. I think. Well, no, it's just a pickle. I don't know. Anyway, that was a big deal for a while, was those emotional support everything. But I had somebody that wanted me to make them a pickle, so that's what stuck out in my brain. And so, don't you love my new look? Very nice, huh? I remind myself of Poe from the cartoon, from the Disney cartoon Mulan. You know how he has that one eye? And so That's who I remind myself of. But each day that goes by, I'm feeling better. I'm trying not to strain my eyes, and it's so hard. But good news is that I go back December 1st, and the doctor may totally lift all of the restrictions, and I might be able to go back to work if I am comfortable with that. Now, bear in mind, right now, it's like when I'm looking at this eye, it's like looking through a fishbowl. I see, like, it's blurry, and I have like this line at the top. So I'm not exactly sure how comfortable I will be in 2 weeks. Well, it's not even 2 weeks now. But you know, being what they are, I don't want to say this on camera, but saying, I'm just gonna get it out there, because my friend Joy at Finding Joy has inspired me to get some of this that's inside out there. And I'm not saying it for the pity aspect. I'm not saying it for the oh woe is me aspect, you know. And by no means am I asking for money, but it's what's weighing on my heart right now. And see, this is when I need to be crocheting and knitting the most, is when my heart is concerned. But I am the primary wage earner in the family, and this is crippling. I mean, for me to be off work, even a week sometimes can be too much. And then on top of the surgery I just had, and the specialist I had to see before the surgery, you know, it's just like, it was a gut blow when they said you'll be off 4 to 5 weeks. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? But I'll make it through. Somehow I'll have to make it through. And then, you know, there's the aspect of my job is all the way in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I can't, I mean, peripheral vision is getting better, and I'm hoping day by day it gets better. But, you know, I just don't know how. And legally, the doctor said I could drive. And I'm like, holy cow. Me get behind the wheel of an automobile right now? No. I'm even afraid to touch my machine in there, because I don't want to have my fingers in the wrong place and have that needle start up and have my fingers in the way. So it's kind of difficult judging distances and where things are. Funny story, my husband wanted to know how much peanut butter was in the jar, and I went to look. It's like, I don't know, I can't tell. I need both eyes for that. And, you know, just little things where, you know, I'll reach for something and it will be over here. Well, you can't see. It'll be like over here, and I'm reaching over here for it. So it's, you never realize how important both eyes are until you lose the use of one for a while. So, just continued thoughts and prayers and well wishes, and whatever you do, you do you, and keep it positive for me. And thank you for everyone who has sent me get well cards. My almost 90-year-old aunt, I know this is not Wooblin Wednesday, I know, but you guys were all so kind to check in on me, so I figured I'd just run this into the, you know, video at the end, so if people want to skip, they can. But anyway, my almost 90-year-old aunt made me a get well card. She's in like a senior living type situation, and she made it for me, and it was like one of the first cards I got. That is amazing to my notion, because I mean, now granted, you know, I know how she found out. she doesn't have, she doesn't do texting and she doesn't do email and all of that stuff, but we have connections. And I mean, it's like, I don't remember, was it Monday that I got it? No, I don't remember when I got it, but I got it fairly quickly. Like, she had to have time to make it and let the glue dry. I don't know, she might have stuck it in the envelope with the glue not dry. But anyway, I thought that was very sweet. She did not have to make me a get well card. She made it for me instead of sending someone out to buy a get well card for me. So anyway, sorry, I'm fixing my desk ornaments. So, like I said, keep me your thoughts. A lot of the projects I had planned for this month, I mean, it goes without saying, they're not going to get done. Oh well. But, and see, I had plans to make more videos this month. I had plans. Don't make plans. This is what happens when you make plans. But, on an exciting note, for work, when I actually get to go back, and this is unheard of in all of the years I've been a traveler. I say that like it's been many, but in the time I've spent as a traveler, what normally would have happened is they would have terminated the contract. It would have been a mutual termination of the contract, that I couldn't work and they were going to take no action, because sometimes when you terminate a contract you end up paying, and you know you pay a fee because you broke the contract, but because because of medical reasons and everything, it was just a mutual breaking. That's kind of what I've seen happen in the past. It's like both parties part ways. I would have still been an employee of the agency that I work for, and they would have said, hey, when you are released, let us know, and when you're about ready to be released, let us know, we'll find you another contract, or we'll contact the hospital again and see if there's still a spot for you. What ended up happening is, I guess I must have made a very good impression on these people, because they offered to all the weeks that I miss, tack them on the back end of my contract. So, like, say I'm out 3 weeks, it would be 3 weeks past the end. So my contract was supposed to end December 20th, so 3 weeks past that. But in an interesting turn of events, they offered me that, plus they offered to extend my contract to February 14th, Valentine's Day, with the however many weeks I miss. If I miss 3 weeks, they'll tack them on the end, or if I miss 4 weeks, they'll tack them on the end. So 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks from the end. So I mean, really, they did not have to do that. That was a very kind gesture for that company. And I don't know if it's just that hospital or if it's that whole system, but if y'all are in Louisiana, I recommend going to Ochsner, because that's who I work for. And I will say it loud and proud, they have treated me above and beyond since I have been there. Very friendly, outgoing, everybody. I have not encountered one mean person since I've been there. Now, there was that one kid that was to an orientation with, and it's like, boy, you're not gonna make it here, are you? But anyway, it's not for me to decide who stays. I'm just the quiet little night traveler that tucks my people in and gives them their medicine and watches them sleep. That's what I am. I'm the night traveler. So, but I thought I would share that exciting news with you as well, that I will maintain my place in Lafayette till sometime in February or March, yet to be determined. So, but that is all I know right now. That's the goods, people. So I am just hanging out, trying to rest my eyes. Pirated my son's library card back from McDonald County, where he's from. And so I tried using, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Libby, the online library. You have to have a public library card to access it. Now, I guess it's based on the books the library has. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Or maybe the state has. But the one my local library, it totally did not have what the one from McDonald County had. And so I stole my son's library number. It's like, go ahead, Mom, I'm not using it. He was a librarian before he moved here. So I only have it for about a year from when he got it. So whenever it expires, I'll have to tap my oldest son and say, hey, go get a library card. I need your number. So I mean, really, I don't know what the difference is between that library and the one here in Silsbee is, but there is not nearly the books and the magazines and it's just not the same. So I've been listening to audiobooks, and you know, I'll knit a few rows on like the pumpkin or the pickle. I don't even really need to look at it. Honestly, I've been doing it so long, I don't need to look at it. But, you know, I try to make sure that I'm still, you know, in the right lane. And I try to make sure, you know, crocheting, the Wooblin yarn is good, and like 5-weight yarn is good. And probably if I was doing doubles and half doubles that were bigger stitches, it'd be good. But I'm having a hard time seeing. It goes back to that position and all of that. So I try not to crochet that much. I mean, even Millie, I got her 2 days ago, now 3 days ago. I got her on Monday. And that's all I've done on Millie since Monday. And I haven't really done any other crochet. That's been it. So the rest of my time has been spent on the pickle. So, and you know, I don't want to bash those kits. They are fun, but don't expect a masterpiece, because you won't get it. But anyway, Five Below, go there, check them out, check out their knit kits, or go check out their patterns online. So, don't forget to go visit Missi at Missi's Yarniverse and More, and Patricia. Sorry. That's my alarm to remind me to take my medicine that I've already taken. We'll see. Missi, Patricia, Joy at Finding Your Joy. Amie at HookedOnWishing. Trying to think of who else is doing the Wooblin thing with us. My cousin Neva might start Wooblin with us pretty soon. Neva at ManicMama Musing. I'm gonna mention all the, or put these people down below. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But yeah, those are the major ones that come to mind really quick. So, did I miss anybody? I feel like I missed somebody. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I'll put some free patterns in the box down below. I don't know if I can find what I'm looking for, but I will do my best. So yeah, read all the fun stuff in the description box because it's loaded with links. And so I will wish you a fabulous, woobulous rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you on the next one.